If you're looking for the best baritone ukulele, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Kmise Mahogany Baritone Ukulele. This is part of Kala's Satin Mahogany series of ukuleles. And if you're looking to buy a mid-range ukulele, you can't really go wrong with Kala. They make good instruments at good prices. It offers nothing fancy in its styling and might be considered a little bland, but it has a certain traditional feel to it. Not surprisingly, the body is made from laminated mahogany with a satin finish. It has a nice white edging. The neck is also mahogany but with a walnut fingerboard. It has a total length of 30 inches with 18 frets on the fingerboard. It's a comfortable neck to play with quite a low action, which we found surprising. String spacing is adequately proportioned and will, therefore, suit guitar players moving over. For a ukulele manufactured by a company that sits in the middle of the price range for these instruments, it has a nice sound and may be better than you might imagine it to be. It's quite mellow, and the mahogany construction gives off a warm feeling whilst also projecting the sound very well. From what is a small body frame, a nice instrument that plays well. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Luna Vintage Mahogany Soprano Ukulele. Luna is well known in the ukulele world and produces home-quality instruments. Their product range is sizable, and there are variations for all 4 types of ukulele. They also provide product in various price ranges. The Vintage Mahogany Baritone is made, as you might guess, from mahogany. That is to say, the back and sides and the top are all made from this quality wood. Finished in red satin, it has a simple decor around the sound hole tastefully applied. It has a flat top. Mahogany is a favorite wood for ukulele manufacturers because it is naturally warm sounding. The size of the body of these instruments means they need all the help they can get to project sound, and mahogany does that. They are not trying to be guitars, but it is still nice to have a rich, warm sound if you can achieve it. The neck is also mahogany and has a scale length of 19 inches with 16 frets. It is a nice comfortable C shape, which is comfortable in the hand and easy to play. The fretboard is walnut and has pearl dot inlays, while the strings have a nice spacing. The bridge is also made of walnut, and it has plastic imitation bone nut and saddle. The tuners are open gear with a chrome finish. The number 3 position is held by Kala Kmise Mahogany Baritone Ukulele. Another baritone ukulele from Kala, but this one with a slight difference in construction. As is common with these instruments, the back and sides are made from mahogany, delivering that warm, balanced tone we are used to. But instead of applying a mahogany top, they have finished it off with a spruce top. This is interesting because the mahogany top instruments that Kala and others produce give off a very warm sound with their all mahogany construction. Having a spruce top alters the sound somewhat. Suddenly you have a ukulele with a bit of top end that is quite pronounced to our ears. Yes, it still has the mahogany warmth, but over the top, there's now a bright tone. It is quite ear-catching and maybe not what you might expect, but it certainly gives this instrument a different sound. Having the spruce top that gives you a little bit of treble also seems to increase the volume of the instrument and will certainly let you be heard in a group format. Next at number 4 we have Alvarez Ru22b Regent Series Ukulele. Alvarez has produced this ukulele as part of the Regent series of instruments, very much designed for the beginner at a budget price. That is not to say it is a cheap instrument. The body is made from laminated mahogany with a nice satin finish. Nothing fancy, very traditional shape with no cutaway, just a nice decor around the sound hole. They have even opted to exclude any edge binding, but it doesn't seem to matter, it still looks nice enough. At a length of 30 inches it's all quite standard stuff. The neck is also mahogany with 18 frets, of which 14 can be played easily. It has a rosewood fretboard, which is a nice addition with dot markers. And the neck is jointed to the body. There are a few surprises, though, for a budget instrument. We have already seen the inclusion of a rosewood fingerboard, and here comes another. It has a real bone saddle and nut, which really is a great addition. The saddle sits on a rosewood bridge. At the headstock, there are chrome closed gear tuners that have nice black buns. These are, of course, very important. As with nylon strings, the tuners become a vital part of the instrument. The mahogany gives it a warm sound, and whilst it must be said it is not as as in as some more expensive instruments, it still has a nice tone. Certainly a very good starter instrument. It is well built, plays easily, and sounds nice. It also carries a price tag that says you can't go far wrong. The number 5 position is held by Caramel CB5 130-inch all-rosewood baritone acoustic electric ukulele. If you know your ukuleles, then the brand name Caramel will be no stranger to you. They boast a large catalog of ukuleles in all 4 sizes and styles. But this ukulele is a little different to the traditional kind, so let's have a look. It has a 30-inch body with no cutaway, and has its back, sides, and top made from a rosewood laminate, finished in a satin style. That gives it a nice attractive glow. It has a nice binding which gives it a certain style, but no traditional sound hole where it is supposed to be. Instead, there's what we could describe as a series of smaller sound holes grouped together at the top of the body. They are given a real feeling of style because they are made of mixed woods, with varying colors that, it has to be said, are really nice. This is not supposed to be a top-of-the-range model, but already it is showing some really nice features that set it apart. The neck is a rosewood fretboard with the standard 18 frets with dot markers and features a truss rod. At the headstock, it comes with chrome-sealed tuners with black keys. Another little surprise in store from this ukulele is that it a real bone nut and saddle. Not something you see very often on budget instruments. The saddle sits on a rosewood bridge. The number 6 position is dominated by Lanikai Makala Baritone Ukulele. Makala has come up with a nice package for anyone wishing to buy a ukulele either for themselves or as a present for someone. It includes a clip-on tuner, teaching DVD, a cloth to clean your instrument, and best of all, a hard case. A good idea Makala with a brilliant price tag. It has a very traditional build, with a mahogany back and sides and a mahogany top, all good woods for a warm and resonant sound. And of course, for creating a nice look. No cutaway retains the traditional feel. There's no binding on the edges, but it doesn't seem to be missed. The wood is a nice shade, with an attractive grain and is all fitted together very well, so you hardly notice it isn't there. The mahogany wood is given a satin finish that highlights the grain. The neck is mahogany with a walnut fingerboard and dot markers. Nothing elaborate in style and design, but just very traditional. Sometimes you just need that. Featuring the standard 18 frets with 14 easily reachable. It also has chrome-plated open gear tuners with white plastic keys, while the bridge is walnut and it has a plastic nut and saddle. The sound is nicely generated by the mahogany, and it is easy and comfortable to play. Plus, it is well built, and with all the extras, it represents great value for a first-time buyer. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Makala Baritone Mahogany Ukulele. If you are looking to buy a first ukulele either as a present or for your own use, then this instrument may be what you are looking for. It is basic, but it is made by a well-known company in the ukulele world, and it won't break the bank. What you get from Makala are quality materials, a well-constructed instrument, and a nice sound. The MKB, as Makala calls it, is a traditional instrument with little in the way of any flamboyant features. But if this is a starter ukulele, then those things are not important. What is important is that it is well made, easy to play, and sounds nice. It has a mahogany back and sides and top. This wood is widely used by manufacturers of all string instruments because of the warm sound it generates and because it matures with age. This means it will only get better, sound-wise, as it gets older. It is the standard 30-inch length with 18 frets, and also looks very nice, and the satin finish applied allows the grain of the wood to stand out. The neck is also mahogany and has a walnut fingerboard with dot markers. The neck itself has been fashioned for ease of use to suit newcomers to the instrument. At the headstock, it has open geared tuners with white caps and a plastic nut, and the bridge is made from walnut with a plastic saddle. Sound-wise, it is a nice instrument with a typically warm mahogany type sound. As a starter instrument, you will go a long way to find a better crafted sounding instrument for the money. Makala makes good ukuleles at competitive prices. It's what they do, and this is one of them. The number 8 position is held by Kmise Baritone Ukulele. In the body build, it stays traditional, with its mahogany back and sides and a mahogany top. It is neatly and well put together but hasn't got a binding. And it doesn't seem to miss it, as the quality of the wood is very good. It's given a satin finish to highlight the grain and has an balloon inlay around the sound hole, which is a nice feature. The full ukulele measures the standard 30 inches. The neck is made from akum with a rosewood fingerboard. Now please correct us if we are wrong. But this instrument has dot markers on the fingerboard. Nothing unusual about that. But it also has them on the top edge of the fingerboard. We have not seen that before on a ukulele. But to us, that is an important aspect of playing this instrument. The bridge is rosewood in the saddle and not real ox bone, another nice touch. And to complete the hardware, it has sealed chrome tuners. It is a good ukulele, this model. Neatly made and attractive. It plays well and is well worth the price tag. The tuning is confusing, but it does offer an option if nothing else. Therefore, well worth a look. Next at number 9, we have Lanikai Ukulele. Lanikai is a company from Hawaii and is well known in the ukulele world for building quality instruments. The company taking its name after a beach on one of the Hawaiian islands. They pride themselves on manufacturing ukuleles that are used around the world in studios and on stages. They might not be as large a company as some of the others, but nevertheless produce a quality instrument, and musicians have come to rely on them to produce good quality instruments. It is given a satin finish that accentuates the grain of the wood. It also has some other nice features. A new bone XB nut and saddle are included. These are both known to give great sustain to instruments and are a good addition. Up at the headstock are chrome open back tuners. The thing that strikes you immediately is the quality of the build and the materials used. Without very much added assistance, they look the part. The sound is warm and quieter than most, but with a very gentle aspect that is very clear and smooth. It is a nice instrument. Not the cheapest by any means, but a quality buy for those who want to spend a little more money. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Cordoba Ukuleles Baritone Ukulele. Let us clear up a little bit of confusion about Cordoba before we start. Despite its very Spanish-sounding name, Cordoba is these days a US company. Some instruments, the higher-end guitars, are made in Valencia, Spain, but the majority of others and all the ukuleles are made in China. It features, which is almost standard with ukuleles, a mahogany top, back, and sides, and has a stylish rosette feature and natural woods fitted expertly around the sound, all while it has been given a satin finish that brings out the best in the grain of the wood. It plays nicely, and with the strings being spaced a bit wider than the usual, is very easy to play if you're coming from the guitar. Above all these things, which are obviously important, is the look of the instrument, which is outstanding. Well made, with no flaws, it has a real style to it. Not the cheapest, but a quality instrument. That's all for today. We upload music product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.